Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Listen, it has been a while since Shan and I did our show, but guess what, you guys? We are back. Shan, welcome. Is this our first show of 2025? I think it might be.
Hey, yes, it's our first show of 2025. Like, I know we've been gone, but we're back. I know y'all missed us. We're happy to be back.
So happy to be back. Um, you know, things happen and like just scheduling and you know, we're busy people, but I'm
We're
glad that
booked and busy,
yeah,
period.
we're booked and busy, you guys. But I'm glad that we finally got together. Some of the shows you guys have been pretty lackluster. Um,
Potomac.
yeah, Potomac. So that's why we also haven't covered those. But we decided to come on here and discuss the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. Now, as y'all know from the recaps that I've done on them on the three parts, I personally wasn't really the that entertained by the reunion, so I figured we could just probably talk about the whole three parts in one video. Um, Shan, why don't we start talking about the fashion? In your opinion, who was the best dressed?
Hmm. Huh. They were so forgettable that I don't even remember how they looked.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
But I have my iPad here, so let me see. Salt Lake City reunion. Let's see. Who do you think is the best dressed? I'm trying to pull it up on Instagram to see if I can
Oh, here
find.
I
Oh,
pulled it
you
up
have it
too.
here.
Yeah,
Okay. So I don't like any of the dresses, to be honest with you. But if I had to pick a best dress, I would say Angie.
I actually am gonna have to agree with you. I think Angie's dress was phenomenal. The only thing
Yes.
that I
And her
do,
hairdo, her makeup. Like overall, she is the best dress.
yeah, definitely best dress. The only complaint I could give it is that it kind of throws off the the color.
Yeah, wasn't it red? I see everybody is in
Yeah.
red.
But look at Bronwyn's. What do you think of hers?
I hate it. It's horrible.
Really? I actually kind
You
of like
know,
it.
Bronwyn, people think she's a fashion girl. I disagree. I don't like her outfits. Do you like her outfits? I like how she's creative. Like, I like her as a cast member. But as far as fashion, I don't know. I never seen like her wear an outfit. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. Like, you're a fashionista.
Right. Honestly, I mean, I'm not really that into fashion, but I what I like about fashion is the like being different. So maybe that's why I enjoy her a little bit because I
Right.
see be different, which is like interesting to watch. I actually really like this dress. The one that I hate is Whitney's. It looks so cheap. Um, Heather looks okay. Lisa, she can never be on theme. It's kind of crazy, and I thought her outfit was pretty bad. Meredith looked pretty elegant, um, but it didn't blow me away.
Yeah. They all look like they're going to different events.
And then what do you think about Mary? It looks like she's wearing a like what is that dress, bro? With the bottom?
I love Mary's hair and makeup. She looks beautiful from the neck up, but I didn't like that dress. Like with the gold and the red and the. But Mary is my favorite, and Angie, the two musketeers.
Yes.
But I don't know. You think Whitney's dress look bad? It's cute, but not for a reunion. Just for like, okay, I'm going out to eat at a nice restaurant.
Yeah, listen, I feel like when I think of reunion, like especially back in the days of when
You
Atlanta
think
used to be big,
glam?
I always think of like gowns, like bring a
Yes.
gown. So that's why that's why I appreciate Bronwyn's a little because it's a little bit like over the top and Angie's too. So I think we can both agree that Angie's the best looking.
Yeah, but I thought. I don't know. Do they have a color? Because it seems like everyone's in red, different versions of red. Then she's in pink.
Yeah,
But she is the Stara.
true. First
So
chair.
period. Wear a different color. I feel like that would be me.
Exactly.
Like I'll be like, I don't want to wear the same color as everybody else.
The Potomac ladies, their reunions coming out, they all were white.
Yes, I saw. They all looked beautiful. See,
They did.
okay, so
They
that's what
did.
I'm talking about. When I want to see reunion, I want to see glamorous,
Yes.
nice, extravagant. This looks like okay. Let's just get a red dress and hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't the best look. But anyway, guys, so the first part of the reunion focused a lot on Lisa versus Angie. So, sorry, that's wrong. Lisa versus Bronwyn, I should say.
Yes.
Bronwyn and Lisa have been having a bit of a issue all season long. Bronwyn feels like Lisa hasn't been the best of friend as she possibly could, and she also feels like she cares more about the friendship than Lisa. And in that first part, we kind of realized that Bronwyn thought more of the friendship than Lisa did. Because you know how you have different types of friends. You have friends that are like your best friend, and then you have friends that are like you can hang out with, and then there's friends of like kind of distant. I think Lisa saw Bronwyn more of like like a social friend, like you know,
Yeah.
she kind of used that word loosely, whereas Bronwyn probably thought they were more closer, especially because she came onto the show. But one of the biggest scandals of the first part was this damn necklace. So in the season, they made it appear as if Todd had bought Bronwyn a necklace that was like I can't remember the price, but it was like millions of dollars.
It
It
was
was like
expensive.
$11 million or something. Now, Bronwyn made it seem like he bought it, which that's the only like I'm gonna have to like I'm gonna have to call you out on that, Bronwyn. You did try to make it seem like you bought the necklace when you did it. But when I think Lisa is kind of messy, is that Shan, Lisa, and can you believe she was in contact with the jewelry lady,
Right.
Emma? That's messy. And Emma, I don't know if you still got your job because you probably got fired or something.
Why
You
would
should.
she tell Lisa that? And why is like I feel like that's so like who cares?
Right.
But it did look like they bought the necklace. But she said she bought it, right? Did she say that? So to be honest with you, I watched the reunion, but I wasn't as invested as I did with each episode. Like I was watching the reunion, but I was watching it and I was doing stuff. Cause I felt like the show was better than the reunion.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And
So I
somebody,
loosely remember them talking about it, but I don't remember exactly what happened. But I kind of didn't care because
yeah, I agree with you. I saw a comment that somebody left where they said these ladies are like phenomenal on giving us a show, but not
yes,
really at reunioning. And I would have to agree with that. Um, the season this season, season 5 of Salt Lake City was amazing. Every single episode
every
was
episode.
entertaining. It was funny. It was dramatic. But when it came to the reunion, I feel
Mhm.
like reunions are the most exciting when there's like some big scandal that like happened during the season or something like that. And in Salt Lake City, there really wasn't anything that big that happened. So I think the 3 parts was unnecessary. In my opinion, it probably just should have been one, max 2 parts. It wasn't necessary, but that was the first scandal. Um, let's see what else. Well, the husbands came out, and Todd seemed to be in some, a little bit better behavior than what we saw him in this season. Um, Shan, you know what I didn't like though? I didn't like when they're talking about this drama with Bronwyn and her daughter. Bronwyn feels like Lisa is kind of taking the birth dad's family side. And long story short, they didn't like the fact that Lisa had put it out there in the after show that Bronwyn had a miscarriage or something to that effect. Anyway, it was something along those lines. But did you notice when Todd said something to Lisa, and then her husband John says to him, "Watch your tone," and Todd's
Yeah.
like, "You watch your tone." I didn't like that John did that because I didn't think Todd's tone was bad at all.
Hmm. I didn't mind it.
Really? Oh, it's because you don't like Todd. Yeah, because yeah, that's true. Reason.
You know why? Because I don't think Todd was talking loud, to be honest. But I feel like people try to play with Lisa. So I was like, I'm glad her husband was kind of defending her. Because I feel like a lot of the show, not the reunion, but the show, a lot of people was like, it was like Lisa against them type of thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
So it was good to know that, she has her husband in her corner. But I don't think Todd was loud, or I don't think his voice got loud. Not that I remember.
Yeah,
But I
not at all.
wasn't against him speaking up.
And one more thing when it comes
Because
to
I'm messy.
one more thing when it comes to Bronwyn versus Lisa, don't get me wrong. I think that Bronwyn has a lot of flaws, and I'm sure that a lot of the problems, maybe she starts them or she oversimplifies it, whatever. The one complaint I have about Lisa though is her unwillingness to accept someone else's feelings and realize that maybe what she's doing is hurting that person. Like I don't understand if Bronwyn is even if she wasn't your friend, if Bronwyn is telling you, Lisa, listen, it hurts me as a friend to see how you defend that family. I don't understand why it's so hard for Lisa to understand that. Like, why can't you acknowledge it? Now, like you said, maybe it's because everyone's coming at her and she kind of feels defensive. But I just kind of feel like, damn, like, accept when you screw up and apologize and try to be better. I think.
Yeah.
Um, so that was pretty much it for part one. Then part two focused a lot on Mary. She talks about her son and she says how he's doing well. It was really important for her and for him to have this conversation on the show. And I think it was really moving, right, Shan? I mean, that conversation that they had was so moving. And even seeing Mary talk about it on the reunion was also very moving. Even Andy was emotional. Did you notice how he was kind of tearing up a little bit? Um, it was, it's one of those things that, like, when it comes to the housewives, I feel like, especially recently, because a lot of the women are starting to be very superficial and they don't really want to, be that true and transparent. I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons why stories like these are so like impactful because it's like, oh wow, like this is a real issue. Like this is something that her and her son are really going through in their lives.
Right. I agree with you. I commend Mary for showing that. It was really touching. And even at the reunion, like, I needed my cry angle. Because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. And I love how everybody gathered around her and was supporting her and her son. I think another reason, like you said, these moments are impactful because it's so touching and it's real life and it can happen to anyone. And we're so used to all these housewives, like, for the most part, showing their perfect life, right? And so we want to see some real life stuff. So it's good that, she was opening up, being vulnerable. It was really touching. And we commend you, Mary. And you're one of our favorites.
Yeah, we commend you. And you're right, Shan. All of the other women were very emotional as well. I mean, Whitney was crying a lot because she relates this topic when it comes to her father that we saw in season one. Now, however, I do have to point something out, and please let me know if you noticed this, Shan. Everybody was crying, letting Mary know how bad she felt, how bad they felt. Then every time the camera would pan to Meredith, Meredith looked mad as hell with her eyes super dry. Did you notice that? she was like, she wasn't feeling it. And I thought, maybe
She
that was,
did?
yeah, maybe that wasn't her.
Because, like I said, I didn't devote my 100% attention to this reunion. I
Oh,
watched it, but I was like busy and doing stuff and watching and listening and
well,
looking here and there.
let me tell you, Meredith,
I
maybe it
don't
was,
remember.
maybe it wasn't intentional, but she looked very unempathetic compared to everybody else. Because everybody else, like I said, they were crying. They were like, Mary, you're a great
But
mom.
then to be fair though, they edit stuff and like
That's
I'm
true.
not saying they did or they didn't, but I'm just saying sometimes it's hard to tell exactly because I've watched like people interviews of people from reality shows, not from this show, but just people from other reality shows, and they're like, this scene happened before this scene, and this happened when this did, and then it's like sometimes the editing it's like mixed up. Again, I'm not saying she did or she didn't. I'm just saying like I didn't fully pay attention, but I'm just saying like who knows, right? And
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
not defending Meredith because this
you're
season
trying to be
Meredith
nice. You're
pissed
trying
me
to be
off.
nice, which is totally. I agree with you.
No, I'm just thinking because who wouldn't be empathetic in that situation? It's
Listen,
like it's hard to believe that.
well, I'm gonna tell you, it's not that I don't think she was empathetic to the situation. I just honestly think that if you actually saw the way Meredith looked that entire reunion, it is very clear that Meredith is pissed at Mary and Angie's friendship.
Yeah.
She
Is
is.
it because they're friends? Is it because she found a new bestie?
It's both.
What's the beef?
Both. Because you got to remember in season 2, like when Jen Shaw was there and everybody was fighting and all this shit, Meredith and Mary were very close. And
Yeah.
actually, matter of fact, don't forget, you guys, it was Meredith and Mary's friendship that kind of drew the wedge between Lisa and Meredith. That's why we got that whole hot mic moment because Lisa felt like Meredith only defended Mary and not her. So they were close, and I think that the fact, people can pretend it doesn't bother them, but Shannon, I mean, it's like, think about it like me and you, right? Like we're really good friends. Let's say we stop being friends, and then I become best friends with someone you don't like. You
We
be,
gonna have beef.
so I think
Because I
that's
feel like it's a loyalty thing. It's like, no, that's my friend. Like, especially if you like, it's like if you know the person don't like the other person, they don't get along. It's like, huh? But then at the same time, we're adults. Like a lot of people will say, oh, we're adults. It shouldn't matter. Everybody could be friends. Well, yes and no, because loyalty is important.
yeah, that's true. So that's why I do think it bothers Meredith, but I'm sorry, Meredith. Mary and Angie's friendship is just one of the most beautiful friendships on Bravo at the moment that you're just gonna have to deal with it. Maybe like I don't know. And speaking of Meredith, um, okay, so when the husbands came out, poor Sean, Angie's husband, he had to yet again clarify that he never talked bad about her son Brooks. But Meredith was doing the most, acting crazy, and it got to a point where she threatened to leave. She told Andy, "If this is, I did not come here for this. If this is what it is, I'm leaving." Honestly, shit, I said to myself, "Okay, then leave." I mean, you didn't add anything this season anyway. And don't get me wrong, I love Meredith, but I just think her behavior's getting pretty annoying.
I don't know what's going on with Meredith because she used to be my favorite the first couple of seasons.
Yeah,
Why was she making a scene? She was like, if you don't play it right now, pretty much. I
right.
mean, she was doing the most.
She was in the most, and
Ugh.
even Andy
But it
said,
was funny because it was like, like you said, like, okay, then leave. Like,
right. And even Andy said like, um, "This is so dumb." Like he said that like her argument was so dumb, which Meredith got a little annoyed. But at the
I
end of the
think
day,
that's what like offended her.
what offended her, yeah. Which I mean, don't get me wrong, that would offend me too. But I just feel like Meredith was grasping at straws with the whole Sean thing, and I'm glad that they showed the full context of it. And I saw a comment that was like, "Why is Sean? Why was he doing interviews anyway?" And I was like, "Well, he did a podcast because his sexuality was literally like a whole storyline last season. So I don't know. At the end of the day, though,
Mhm.
um, they'll never really know because Monica first she said that Meredith told her, then she said Meredith didn't tell her. So Monica's just a proven liar that at the end of the day we'll never really know what the truth was. So I hope that Angie and Meredith can get past it, you know, get past it. But I do feel like if anyone has the right to be mad, it would be Angie because the way things happen. I don't know. I just hope that they can get over it.
Emmanuel, Manny,
Yeah,
high body count hair, high body count dress. That's that's how I could remember this whole season.
that
I
was the
don't.
highlight of the season for sure.
Every time I think of this show, that's what goes through my head.
So
But
speaking, mhm.
huh?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
But I thought Angie and Meredith changed, like talked it out and apologized to each other. So I was surprised that they were both so upset at the reunion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that like you can
It
get over
triggers.
it, but
Right.
when you like have the conversation again, like you'll get mad again. But I think they're okay. But you just
That
brought up
makes sense.
high body count hair, which speaking of high body count hair, the final third part, Britney comes out. Britney looks like a different person every time I see her. I don't know what's going on,
For
but
real.
that woman is so happy to be there. You guys, when when Britney comes out, she's blaming Bronwyn for the problems in her relationship with her daughters, which I thought was kind of crazy because even
Bronwyn said,
Andy
I didn't
pointed
even
out,
know you. Like, what?
right, and
That was weird.
Andy rightly pointed out by saying
Right.
you had problems with your daughter. You told us that in your interview before you even got on the show. Brittany is such a liar. She's so delusional. I don't get what's wrong with her.
Like, I like Britney on the show because she was funny. And she was
Yeah.
just like, I have a toast. Everyone, I
Have an
have an
announcement.
announcement. It's like, she was funny, but she's a little bit like, what? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I could trust her.
Oh, you cannot
Because
trust
even
her.
that, like, remember how, who did they say? I heard this quote before. Somebody has a strange relationship with the truth. Who did they say that about? One of the shows.
Mm,
But,
that sounds
anyways,
familiar, but I can't
right.
remember. We watched so many shows that I can't.
Right. But I don't know, like, why is she like the whole situation with her daughter and saying like, Bronwyn had a part in it, something like that. It was kind of weird because, like Andy said, it was like, what? Like, what are you talking about, Brittany? Because they didn't even know each other, and it's like, I don't know. That scene was confusing, but Brittany is funny. I'm like with
Yeah,
the minority when people say they don't like want her on the show. The majority of people don't. It's like, oh, we don't want her to come back. But I think she's funny. But I just don't like not telling the truth.
well, you
If
want to
that's
know
what she's
something that
doing, it's like just
you
be
you
honest.
you want to know something that's kind of become a problem with social media when it comes to like the Housewives and like these reality shows is that a lot of people confuse not liking someone to them not being on the show. Like you
Mm,
always need to have people that you don't like on the show, but just because you
right.
don't like someone, like for example, I personally don't really like this season. I didn't really like Meredith that much, and I didn't really like Lisa, but I sure as hell know that they need to stay on the show. You get what I mean? So people, we gotta be able to know how to differentiate not liking someone versus oh get rid of them. That like those are two very different things. When Brittany came out, she also said that her and Jared were no longer dating, which apparently they're back together. And
We
then
don't
Braun,
care. No.
what did you think of that message Bronwyn read of that Jared sent her?
What was it about again?
So, by the way, I actually texted Jared on Instagram. He responds to
You so
everybody.
messy.
He responds to everybody he got. And
You
I looked
texted,
on,
you DM'd him.
I DM'd him, bro, and he actually responded like the next day, and he actually told me in his DM that in the DM that I sent him, he told me that Bronwyn's a horrible human being.
Wait, what was the thing she read? Because I must have missed that part. Like
She
I
wrote
said,
this message because on the after show, she made fun of his genitalia. She she
what?
she she claimed that he had a micro penis, which, like, to be fair, Shan, listen, if someone said that, like, I could definitely see how you
Is
would
this
get mad.
allegedly or Bronwyn said that?
No, Bronwyn said it on the after show. She joked about
Oh,
it.
I don't watch the after show.
Um, so he got mad and then he sent her a message, but like the message was bad shit. And he was like, "You little bitch, you don't know what the hell you." And he was like, "I won't talk about your anatomy because I have some like he was going
I'm gonna
in.
rewatch that part
Yeah,
because I
but I
clearly
feel
must have
conflicted.
left the
Shit.
room.
I feel conflicted because in the one hand, I'm like, maybe it's because I'm a guy, right? Um, if a woman insults me and I say, "You little bitch," does she really have the right to get mad if she insulted me? Like you tell me because I have like
Listen, whenever something happened in general in life, you can't tell people how to react. People are gonna react how they react, right? But what's surprising me, I didn't know him and Bronwyn had an issue. Is it? Did they have an issue?
yeah, Jared Osman and Britney, yes.
I know her and Britney, like she didn't really like Britney, but I didn't know the guys was involved. Like I didn't know she and what's his name had an issue.
Look, let me show you. Listen.
That's not it. That's really upset about it. He was like, listen, I never heard it being in question, and I would never put Osmond and micro penis in the same sentence out of respect for the goddamn Osmond name and legacy.
I said on the after show.
Wait, let me put where she's reading the message.
What Jared sent me. This is the way that the man you're in love with talks to women.
No. I actually know because he told me about it, and I said,
filthy.
well, I don't know.
You want to hear the whole thing or just the worst part?
The whole thing, bitch.
Okay. Honestly, Bronwyn,
all the dirt.
what the hell is your problem? Are you kidding me? Coming out on national television making fun of my anatomy, you little bitch. Do you even understand the backlash I'm getting on social media? I guarantee I am twice the size of any man you've ever been with. I am disgusted by what a low vibrational human you are to disparage me like that, all for the sake of trying to earn your spot on a show. And this is my favorite part. I could certainly pick apart all of your anatomy, but I'll remain classy in the public eye and keep it between you and me.
Yeah, that's what he said to her, which was not nice.
My God.
That's not nice at all. And you know what? Like, even if someone said that to me, I wouldn't react like that. But I feel like it's more of like a maturity thing because that's kind of immature. But at the same time, like I said, you started it, Bronwyn. You made fun of his thing, and he got mad. So I don't know. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
a
was really
lot.
good with the Jared thing. And then they one of the interesting things on this third part was that Meredith revealed that she had a phone call. Well, she didn't reveal it. She had already revealed it previously, and they asked her about it on the reunion that she's had a phone call with Jen Shah from prison. And I was a little surprised at the reaction of some of the other women, especially Mary. They were very mad. Whitney said, "How is this any different than reaching out to Monica?" And Meredith says, "Oh, because I didn't reach out to Jen to have information against my friends." But I wanted to ask you, Shan, what is your opinion? Because Meredith said to them like she's in jail I mean, she's in prison. She's paying restitution. She's paying for the crime that she committed. Should she just curl up and die? Like, are there no second chances in life? And Mary says, no, there isn't. Like, she was so horrible to all of us. So, what's your opinion on that? Because I have the unpopular opinion. I actually agree with Meredith. Jen Shah is in prison for what she did. So, like, why still hold it against her? But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I could see the whole like everybody faces is like what?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess she felt bad. Probably, she wanted to answer her call, but I could see Mary. Mary was like, um, what did she say? She was like, I wouldn't answer her call or something like that.
Yeah. But like, do you think it's like, what do you think of it though? Because like I said, I personally like I don't really have an issue. Like she's paying her time, but like, do you agree with the ladies or do you agree more with
I
like?
could see where Meredith is coming from because like she did something and like she is doing her time, but at the same time, what she did was so bad. So I can understand where Mary's coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I saw both sides of it. It's like okay, she's doing the consequence, right? But at the same time, it's like something that's like you looking at her character, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, listen. All I know is that I want Jen Shaw back on this show when she gets it. Because
You're like, all I know.
the drama it will bring will be magnificent. And then the last part of the reunion is just Whitney and Lisa making up. I guess they sort of do. Like I said, it. I mean, it was what it was. That was the end of the reunion. Whitney and Lisa making up. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, they made up for now. We know how they are. I feel like they make up all the time.
Right.
Well, I think Salt Lake was amazing, amazing season.
It was an
And yeah,
amazing
I agree with
season.
you. Like, not because you don't like somebody, that don't mean they shouldn't be on the show. Because the ensemble cast is ensembling. You know,
Absolutely.
like they work well together. Like they
Absolutely.
each play their role. I feel like
Um,
this
you
specific
know,
group of ladies, they each play a role in like making the show amazing. I feel like they fit. Like the all of them, they fit as a group well.
you wanna know who was like the worst person in this reunion? Heather. Heather barely was even in it.
Because what did she have to talk about?
Right. Like this was probably Heather and Meredith's worst season. And this was definitely Angie and Mary's season for
Period.
And Bronwyn. But there you go, you guys. We recapped all three parts in 30 minutes. Literally, it could have been a 30-minute episode.
Boom.
It did not need to be three parts. But
Hit
that
the
was
like
it.
button.
Hit the like button. Last thing, Shan, before we go, who do you think needs to come back next season?
I think everyone, not Bronwyn.
Oh,
Because
okay. I say
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like she does some shady stuff sometimes. I don't
that's
know how I feel about Bronwyn. I liked her the first half of the season, but then as the season go on, I'm like, okay. I'm still deciding, but okay, I take it back. She should be on the show. She's a good addition to the show.
I
I
say
think they all should come back,
I
honestly.
do too. I do too.
Even Britney.
Even Britney, absolutely. I would love to see. I think it's time to bring back Monica for the drama because the only fear I have, Shan, is that yes, it's a great cast, but I'm afraid that maybe they'll start to get a little predictable and boring, if that makes
I
sense.
don't think so.
I don't think so either, but you never know.
As
But I
long
would
as
love to see
Angie
that.
and Mary is on, I feel like it will be great.
That's true.
Because to me, I feel like they have the most, like, they're very witty, they're funny, they'll say what's on their mind, tell you how they really feel. That's important for, like, the entertainment of us,
Mhm.
you
Absolutely.
know?
If we had to get rid of one person, though, you're choosing Bronwyn, I guess.
Yes.
I would. if I had to get rid of one person, I would probably get rid of Whitney.
Yeah, Bronwyn or Whitney.
Yeah, one of those two, because they were not that important. But overall, great season.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed it. We were very entertained. So good job, ladies. Y'all are literally the best housewife show currently on. Hoping that Atlanta will soon, you know,
Oh my god, I saw the
return.
trailer. How disappointing.
Listen, oh, should we recap it? Should we do our show together on Atlanta? Let us know if
Yes.
y'all want to see that. You know what? We're doing it. We're
Yeah,
doing
let us
it
know if you
because
want to see that, guys.
Portia.
I might have my own YouTube channel by then.
Yes, yes. Hopefully, because let me tell you, my girl, the queens
Oh
of
my
Atlanta,
god.
Phaedra and Portia back together, bro.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Don't get your hopes up because one, Phaedra been on so many shows. The only one that I feel like she really did her thing was on uh
True.
Traitors, right? That you put me on to.
Yeah.
And then Portia. hmm, First of all, the trailer didn't look that interesting to me. What do you think of the trailer? Were you like, "Oh, I can't wait to see this,"
Here's
or
the
were
thing.
you like,
Here's the
"Okay"?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something. The trailer, they purposely didn't want to make it dramatic because if you think about it, this is technically a reboot, right? We don't know half of the cast yet, so it really wouldn't make any sense if they started putting like a lot of dramatic things on the trailer because we don't even know these women. I think that what they wanted to do was make the trailer be nice and soft and light and whatever, so that when we see the season and we actually get to know these ladies, the drama will start to build up and it'll be like more anticipation, if that makes sense. Because they
Oh,
also
that makes
they
sense.
also released another promo Shan, that I'll send you later with other scenes, and it's like, oh yeah, there's gonna be drama.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Good thinking, Manny.
Yeah.
Now that you put it that way, it's kind of like an introduction to the new cast. You
Right.
want to
Yeah.
just
So
give.
that'll be March. So we'll definitely talk. We'll definitely recap it. But you guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Again, Salt Lake City, amazing season. Can't wait for season 6. Any final words, Shan?
Oh, I thought you wanted to do Married to Medicine.
Oh, we will in a separate video.
Oh, period. Okay. Yeah. Well, this was fun. I always have a lovely time hanging out with you and talking about these hoes.
Yeah.
No, but Salt Lake's really did their thing. Best show right now. Good job, Salt Lake. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes. Thank you guys so much, and be on the lookout for our next video. Good to be back. Bye.
Bye.